exploring, creating, and delivering on the value of what your target audience needs, now that is marketing. I want to dive into something that is very near and dear to me, and this is the idea of paid versus organic marketing. Organic marketing is getting in front of your target audience over an extended period of time through constant exposure, algorithmic favoring, or by simply building up that acquired audience. This method of marketing typically takes weeks, months, or years of time to build up a loyal fan base. On the flip side, we have paid marketing. Now, paid marketing is when brands, creators, or individuals are paying to push their content to a specific audience based on their interests, their intentions, or the things that they've engaged with in the past. This method is incredibly effective because it acts as a cheat code to push your content to the top of people's feed or pages, increasing the amount of viewership that you get dramatically. Now, before we dive too deep, for videos on marketing insights, business operations, or business tips that no one will teach you, make sure you click that subscribe button so you are the first one notified every time we post a video. Organic looks incredibly different depending on which channel you are posting it on. We have channels like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, and each one of them has their own unique perspective on how they want you to be pushing organic content. Now, organic on Facebook has sort of a chain effect in which it's pushed out to a series of your private friend group. If it does well in that group, it then gets pushed to the friends of your friends and so forth to create that chain reaction or viral content. To maximize the impact of your organic content on Facebook, you have to take into consideration what type of content it is, what time of day you're posting, and where you're posting it. Is it on your feed? Is it in a Facebook group? These are all important determinants to decide how well your content will do. Now, that conversion may vary depending on the goal of the company or the intention of the ad. We see paid ads that are simply product promotion, brand awareness. These typically happen when the company or product is new and just wants to get exposure for their brand. We see some paid ads pushing people toward an external website. Now, this is similar to the idea of a brand awareness campaign. However, we are getting people to the external website, hoping to improve that domain authority and hoping for a potential sale. We even see campaigns that are entirely based around the sale. Now, in sales campaigns, we typically will see them lead to a web page in which they go directly to the conversion and can put their credit card information in, no questions asked. Based on this methodology for organic posts, it's a lot more common to see viral content on Twitter than on Facebook. This also gives you the opportunity to increase your followers exponentially, whereas on Facebook, you increase your followers based on who you become friends with. This sort of virality that comes with the organic content on Twitter is most likely associated with the fact that the retweet or sharing out that content to additional audiences is one of the three main ways to engage with posts on the platform. The benefit with this structure on Twitter is that you only pay for each follower that you get. Therefore, you're able to show your content to thousands of people, increasing your impressions dramatically while only increasing your cost for each individual new follower that you have. From 2018 to February of 2020, from 2018 until February of 2020, we see what felt like millions of dance videos that were pushed out toward larger audiences simply based on engagement. Therefore, the likes, the comments, and the shares were all being directed toward those videos. What this did was force creators to create content with the idea of high engagement rates in mind, which drove their content onto the FYP of millions of users. When we entered the era of paid media on TikTok, we started to see videos that looked just like what we would expect to see on our For You page. What we were doing was having people pay to get impressions, what we call forced impressions, on their videos to help get them in front of the audience of their choice. This meant that ads had to be created similar in style to what we would expect on our For You page anyway, in order to capture the audience's attention and demand the engagement. While it may seem like the only decision for these brands, creators, and individuals to make is whether or not they should choose paid versus organic, what we typically see is the best response when people are doing a hybrid of both paid and organic to really get their audience's attention. The general rule of thumb when deciding if we want to go with paid or organic marketing is to look at the end goal and see which one closely aligns with what you're hoping for. If you're looking to create loyal, evangelized fans that are here for the long term, watching and engaging with your content, chances are organic is the better option. That audience is here for a few specific reasons. 1, they like the content you put out and they want to see more of it. 2, they're supportive of your mission. Or 3, they're supportive of you as a creator or as a brand. All 3 of these are important to understand and lean into when you're creating your content. On the other side, if you're looking to increase sales or get in front of a new audience, then paid marketing is probably the best option for you. Keep that in mind when deciding what version of marketing is going to work best for you, because they interact differently and completely can change the outcome of your message. Remember that next time you're deciding to create content, determining which audience it should go to, because they interact completely different and can change the outcome of your message. Those are 1, using short tail and long tail keywords in your descriptions or captions. 2, identifying the best time to post on each respective platform. 3, use a strong hook in the first few sentences or have a strong focal point if it's a picture. 4, figure out what type of content works with your audience and double down. And 5, imitate the success of your competition. When creating paid marketing, there's a completely different set of rules that you want to follow. Those are hooking their attention immediately, 2 seconds tops. Mentioning why they should care within the first 5 seconds. Keep it simple. Using a CTA or a call to action in an obvious way without forcing it. And use what's worked previously. Don't be afraid to retarget groups that you've already seen success with. Creating and executing on a paid strategy is like solving a complex equation. Identifying the goal of that paid plan is the first step to making sure that it will be highly effective. Is it the brand awareness? Is it the increase in sales? Or is it the new followers that's driving the need for this paid media? Once you understand the goal, then you have to determine the total budget. Once you've determined your total budget, use that number to determine your daily budget. Most platforms will ask you to input a daily budget, and if you're not careful, you may just end up burning through the entire budget on your first day. After you set up and start the campaign, there are 3 main things you're going to want to focus on to make sure that this is the most effective ad possible. Number 1 being the frequency, or the amount of times that your paid marketing campaign is showed to each individual. Number 2 is the CPC, or the cost per click, the amount that it costs for each individual click that you have on your campaign. And number 3 are the results. This is the amount of people that did what you were hoping for them to do when you set up the campaign by determining what your conversion goal would be. When all of these things come together, you can run an incredibly successful paid marketing campaign that can increase sales, drive new followers, and get your content in front of an entirely new audience. If you're interested in learning how to set up paid campaigns, read marketing analytics, or use SEO to improve organic marketing, make sure that you smash that like button to get daily updates on all of our new videos.